Good morning to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update on this Sunday morning, I'm going to get through this promptly as I need to get ready for church here. I got to be there by 11. But we're going to do our due diligence this morning as XRP seemingly looks like it's getting ready to break out. We'll continue to talk about the continuing evolution of this pattern formation. We'll read an article sometime during this update as well that validates or at least gives you another view into what I'm talking about out of the potential breakout that appears to be looming, and it should bring us up somewhere near 66.6 towards 70 cent range. But we still need to get on top of 55 cent first layer, and then ultimately I'll show you the levels that we need to get on top of. We're going to take a look at DGB as we've been front running this for some time, talking about DGB's push over 1 cent and then a little bit farther. It's up another 13% today, the 0.1162. So DGB's just outside of a one bagger right now as we bought it at 0.06 on average, a little bit lower to start, a little bit higher after, but 0.06. So we're right about a one bagger on DGB. XRP, we're going to be looking because it looks like to me XRP's done what it needs to do to have a breakout attempt here. We've already held the breakout, and we're well above that 534 area right now. So it was a beautiful close yesterday. And today we've held overnight. And now we've got seemingly about 10 hours here until the futures market opens. And technically about 9.5 hours until the daily candle closes, which you guessed it is the end of the weekly candle. So that's something we have to pay very close attention to this morning. We'll take a look at the DGB technical analysis along with XLM as well. And I'll probably tie in XDC just because of the 3 X's. And then we'll take a look at Bitcoin. It's going to be a very jam-packed morning this morning with information as Bitcoin's up 174 points to 51,743. And I don't think this is by accident. I think Bitcoin's starting to build something. So we'll go through everything we need to know with Bitcoin as well in this morning's update. And we'll go over the XRP market cap finally at the very end. And we'll take a look to see where we're at as far as a breakout attempt. But it looks like to me we're starting to build some pressure here. So it's going to be a very intriguing, a very bullish, optimistically feel to this update. So if you are watching, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this video. And that doesn't only help bring in new viewers, it does help extraordinarily well to bring in new members. But to the old members who might not have been alerted to the YouTube update coming out, it might find its way back in their algorithm when they're searching through YouTube because of everybody who hit the like button. So YouTube will recommend this. So it's a great way for old viewers to find their way back home. So with that, I'm going to do the intro and timestamp this. Good morning, 9:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, February 25th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see here this morning, and I hope you're having a blessed start to the day, and thank you all so much, especially a shout out to the members of Tom's Army who continue to pay it forward month by month and show me that gratitude and that mentality so that I can continue to fund this program without doing anything absorbently like most other channels, so that you can get a free viewing experience here. So XRP right now is up 0.07%. We're at 54.55 cents. To me, it looks like it's working on a breakout imminently. We've done everything we need to do to hold this formation. That was just me when I was drawing it in last night during the live, just so we could see this technical W that's forming. And if it can hold this formation here, we came back up. We held the descending triangle. So this formation right here is the January of 2024 formation. If you're new, this is the descending triangle that's formed. Now, XRP forming this descending triangle is significant because this is at the back end of a consolidation. We're still well within the rising channel. Now, the one thing that was formed, as we can see, is a topping reversal pattern. So now it makes perfect sense for this to come up around that 66.6 cent mark, retest that area, and tell us if we're bearish or bullish. Breaking through here doesn't really do us any good unless we get some of the nuances here to see exactly what's going to happen with this foundation. And we speculated that this was going to be a W reversal that had formed here. Now it's starting to show its true colors. If this does pull up and break up, you should be looking at, even if you get rejected, you should be coming up into this range. And why that's so important, that range around that 58.2, 58.4 cent mark, is because then you get into the July of 2023 formation. Now that we've dissected what's going on in the immediate pattern, this is where it looks like this W is formed, and as long as it rides this out, remember what we talked about, that 58.2, it's coming up into this range, and right now it might be about 58.4. We'll say 58.4 just to bring it to the top. But that's the pattern formation from July of 2023. That's firmly what looks like is in our graces here. And not just that, it looks like a W is forming in the smaller end, but what I speculated is, what if this is a massive W that's forming? And then it gets the consolidation here, and then that's how we get up to 66.6 cents. Would be based off of a rotation that's not even necessarily formed yet, but we can see it forming. Like, that looks like it could be a grander W within the smaller W if it does play out properly. And, this is speculation by me, and you can let me know what you think in the comments. But I'm looking at every angle here, and really, if that pulls up, that's a massive Gartley, and then it could do something like that. So we'll see. It's even showing us the back end here, how the W forms. So we'll see if it continues pulling off. What we don't want is it to break down now this uptrending support. So now I know down here it was about 528. Now it's at about 53 cents we're going to want to hold. We've got a little bit of room here this morning. Remember, though, the futures market opens tonight and the weekly candle closes. So if we take a look at XRP in the weekly time frame, I've been saying all weekend, and yeah, this is a nice inverted hammer, it looks like. So these are bullish continuations if they play out properly. I was saying how XRP could possibly start making a move back up this weekend, because I believe 56.2 cents, if we could close over the weekly Golden Cross 20-day support, this could help become a catalyst to a further move. And that's not that far from where we're at. 562, we're at about 544. So can we have about a 3% move here before 7 p.m. tonight? That's the question. Can XRP move about 3%, get back on top of the weekly 20-day here at about 56.3 cents? So what I'm watching for today is to see if XRP does in fact move that 3% all of a sudden, get up to 563 area and above, and break out, or at least have that catalyst for a continuation by being on top of the weekly Golden Cross. Right now we're on our third instance in the history of the XRP chart where we've had a weekly Golden Cross. All three instances culminated with at least a 53% drop. We had another one with about 62 and another one pushing 70%. So all three instances were at least 53% drop. And the first two after that initial push out after the weekly Golden Cross and then the consolidation down to a support level, those first two times we had a several 100% bounce. So if XRP validates this and XRP plays this true, we should be looking at a substantial bounce. And I'm not saying it's going to be several 100%, but if we do continue on and we start moving our way towards the rising channel resistance from June of 2022, and we could somehow get on top of that, it opens up the door. We would have to get above here, though. It opens up the door for the all-time pattern formation. And yeah, it would have to be up here, but it opens up the door for the all-time pattern formation. And what I mean by that is XRP, if we can get on top of the June of 2022 formation, 666, and that's after this holds, and then we break, technically, if you take away the July of 23 rotation, it just goes right into this. But the July of 23 is a beautiful rendition here because you can see how it's broken out, and now we started this uptrend here within this formation. So that's an ascending formation that started within this pattern. And this is technically supposed to corroborate the move up. And every time we have a nice consolidation now, instead of coming back down to the bottom of the pattern, which would continue down to about 494, now it's supposed to, after 1, 2, 3 hits right here, the fourth hit here now, this should help propel us up. And now we should get a retest around 58 cents and some change to see if we're bullish or bearish in the area. That's what it's technically trying to tell us right now. So we'll see exactly how this finishes out, but I'm very excited for this part of the rotation. I know a lot of people think XRP is bearish. I know a lot of people think it's about to go down. I know the national narrative is that it's trash. This is when it's the most, this is when it's most sexy to me, when everybody thinks it's a dud. When it's a dud, I think it's a hero. When everybody thinks it's a hero, I think there's something wrong and I might be looking at it too closely. So XRP, look at the daily volume as well. This is a beautiful sign. On the way down, we had 19 million, 15 million, 12 million on what was a continuation but ended up turning to a bullish candle at the end, only had 9.9 million because it didn't have enough downward pressure. Now we've got what looks like a engulfing candle here. And can we have the continuation up today? We want to see that push up before the daily close, up around that 56.3 cent mark. It doesn't mean that it has to, and it doesn't mean that anything's busted. It would just be a serious sign of strength if XRP in the weekly time frame could get up to 56.3 in the next 9.5 hours. I'm just going to call it for what it is. So that would be a beautiful signal. But as you can see, the volume's crashing as it was coming down. These are typical signs of a bullish reversal. Not to mention that we're on top of a descending triangle resistance now as support. And we've held it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th daily candle, and we've held it on the outside of it. Came all the way down to the 53.4 cent pivot point. Yes, we came down to about 525, but in regards to what we needed to tap here, we tapped the pivot point, and we continue to move up now by anything other than a wick. So this is looking very well to me. So that's what I'm looking at for XRP. Make sure you pay attention to that. And with the XRP market cap, it's up 0.2% or 60 million at 29.8 billion. And right now, I've been talking. We need, once we get over this 30 billion, as soon as we get on top of that 200-day, our catalyst now is to bring us up to about 31.4 billion. We'll see how that little ascending part of the formation works. And then if we get past that first set of resistance up there, then you're looking at 32.17 billion approximately. The farther out it goes, the higher it can get. But right now, we're looking at a higher up target. And on the market cap, that kind of a rally would be, the initial move is about a 5.6% move, and then above that's about 8%. If you break out of that, that's where it gets beautiful. That's where you could start pushing. Obviously, you'd have to break out of this 33.8 billion, but that's when you could open up the door to a push up to almost 38 billion, or almost 39 billion, I should say. So if we get back up here, we're trying to get back into that rising channel. If we get back into this rising channel, look out. Oh, what happened here? Why isn't it showing the writing? But if XRP gets back up, what is... Oh, there we go. If XRP gets back up into here, you need to break this formation. Once you get back above that uptrending resistance, you're back within this massive rising channel, and that opens the door to possibly bring you way up there towards the 40-something billion mark. But long ways to go. But we'll see if we can get back into this formation as we're trying to reverse right now. So let's see what happens here. And the very last thing is we talked about yesterday, how XRP is technically putting in a cup and handle. It's built to handle. If XRP's handle is built properly and it bounces out of here, it's already telegraphing us a move up here. FYI, it's telegraphing the 666. This cup and handle emergence is a absolutely spectacular sign. And the Great Falling did help with this so that we had a better interpretation. So I wanted to show this chart again. I know I could easily put it on mine and show it, but I'd rather show the interpretation sent to me by the Great Falling, as I really, really appreciate you sending me this information. And this is the cup and handle I was just talking about. 57.73 is a major resistance. Once you get past there, there's 61.5 and 65 cents over the top. So just pay very close attention to this, because this is formed. And now if we do start breaking up, especially how we're at the 54.5 cents, we've broken essentially out of this handle. So right now, it's looking like a bullish proposition here, so just pay very close attention to XRP. And the Great Falling, thank you so much for that. And we'll get through reading in just a sec, but I want to get through a couple of these charts because we're running out of time here. I've already been 14 minutes in, and I'm sure some people are like, wow, this is getting long. So I got a little more time. Up 168.7 points or 0.33% for Bitcoin. The formation that I've been showing is if it's in this bull flag and it breaks out, 55K is on tap. And our tactical move, if we break up on top of this broadening wedge, is around 66,000. Now, that's not just going to happen in one shot. I believe if it breaks up out of this, because everybody's thinking it's just going to come down here to the ascending support, as we are in a longer broadening wedge, but an ascending formation, ascending triangle has formed since the last touch at around 38,500 on support. We came up to about 52,000 and some, or 53,000 to resistance. Formed what looks like a nice bull flag here. And now the next move, we're going to have to retest up here at 55K approximately on the top side. Maybe 54.8. But if we do hold that, you're looking at 61 and then 66,000. So we could have a volatile spike here. So pay attention to Bitcoin. And remember, if it did break down, we're looking at about 49,300 in today's terms. for this week. So just pay attention to that with Bitcoin. There's not a lot that I'm going to give information-wise today on Bitcoin, but enough to where you can see exactly what we're targeting. If it goes up to that 54,800 range from here, you'd be looking at about, it's about 5% for Bitcoin. 2,747 point move roughly to 54,400 area. Could be 55, but 54.4 is a logical area to test. So pay attention to that with Bitcoin. We've got DGB hot today. Up 13.7%, and we've been talking about this a lot. I even put this out on yesterday's technical analysis, ironically, or 2 days ago, how we showed the cup, the handle formed, had the volatile swing out. We knew it broke out when it held this range at 0.029. Next resistance to hold was 0.1079. And then we said if it held 0.179, we're coming up to 1.3 in a very short order, 1.3 cents. And that's exactly what's going on here. Exactly what's going on. A lot of volume coming in. So we're not surprised here about DGB. Digibyte, it's in the Internet of Things, and it's our baby. I have 77,700 tokens at 0.006. The first time around, I bought it at 5 cents and sold it at 15 cents in 2021 during that bull market for DGB, bear market rally for XRP. And I was able to buy 7.7 times more at 99% off. So it's a beautiful thing for DGB. It's ripping it right now, and we're just shy of a 1x from when we bought. So pay attention to that for DGB. We're up about 96%. XLM up 0.16%. I'm anticipating the same type of rally as XRP. We can see it set up perfectly in this formation, the short-term formation going back to January of this year, just like XRP's. But then if we actually look back to August, this actually August, and then we had a nice hit of support in October. Then we've been resistance here in December. Oh, I thought that was January. It hit in December of 23, that last resistance. Never mind. Because that's the shorter-term pattern like XRP if you filled it out. But I have it wider. So I'm anticipating a bounce here to about 13.5 is the next major move for XLM for stellar lumens, and that's going to bring us up about 16%. If we go to the overall pattern formation, that is alluding to about a 50% move to 17.5, but we've got to get on top of certain levels first. But XLM has been beaten down over the last few months, actually a few years, and we're still well off the highs by about 80%. From where we're at. Maybe actually more than 80%. It's like from where we fell, but if you take it from a cumulative, we're like 500% away from all-time highs right now. So some of this is set up in a beautiful, and I mean beautiful position. And the last technical analysis this morning before I read this article is XDC. If you do appreciate what I do, please make sure to hit that like button, as YouTube will recommend this update and it will allow our community to continue to expand with new and older users. If you do want to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, if you're in the USA, look in the video description below and take advantage of BITUNIX. That's for USA residents all across the world as well, but USA residents are welcome. The lowest spot fees right now, I believe it's no spot fees on BITUNIX. 0.0001 leverage trading fees, which is so extremely cheap. So take advantage of that in the USA. Look in the video description below or pin comments for that. Or if you have the ability, if you're not a new user of MEXC in the USA or across the globe where it's welcome for new users, they have no spot fees or future trading fees for the foreseeable future. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you're in the UK or that side of the world, PHEMEX seems to be the best option for everybody over towards England and Australia. So I decided to put that on there as well, and I've had that on. So make sure you look in the video description below and or pin comments if you're looking for a way to trade XRP or your favorite crypto. And if you're looking to show me support because you appreciate the time I put in Monday through Sunday, you understand the exorbitant amount of work and the fact that I put in over 4,400 videos since I started in March of 21. It takes up an exorbitant amount of my time. If you could find it in your heart to pay it forward and show support for my program and help me fund this by joining Tom's Army, it would be a beautiful gesture. You get the emoji badge, starting with me being abducted by aliens in month 1. Oh yes, everybody, it's true. My face is superimposed on that emoji badge. Thank you, Amber. Or consider sending one YouTube super chat per month, as this month is winding down, to help fund this program so that I can continue to put out the elaborate amount of updates I do each and every day. Thank you all so much for that incredible support. And finishing this off, XDC, it's in somewhat of a descending formation. The bottom area that it would break out is 393. We're looking for a break above 413. I put the parabolic move from down here. If it does break out down here, and that could bring you all the way up to 8 cents. Now, this pattern formation doesn't have to conclude until somewhere around, and we'll move this though for the all-time conclusion if that's what it takes. So we technically could come all the way down here, and DGB could come up to 6, or XDC could come up to 6.8 roughly, if it takes until April of this year around Easter. So right now we're looking for a parabolic spike out of XDC, but it's got to meet the condition first and break out of this formation. It's broken into a consolidation now where it could technically be on the fringes of a breakout here, so we're going to pay very close attention. This is going to confuse everybody, but how it's put that little formation there, this little descending formation, these are technically bullish reversals if they hold. So it's broken to the smaller part, and now if it breaks out, we're going to have a volatile spike. So pay attention to that with XDC. And very quickly, let me read through this as it's already been 21 minutes. XRP's price plans to defy the odds as indicators flash green light. If you made it until the end and you're watching this news update with the XRP price analysis, make sure you type in the comments hashtag #BeBetterDoBetter so I can see who made it to the end of this extremely long video. XRP's daily chart showed that it had bounced off the lower lows and could trend higher. A successful close above 55 cents could trigger a 22.85% rally toward 70 cents. The 4-hour and daily chart indicated that rejection at 55 could force a plunge to 50 cents. So Ripple's XRP price action on the daily time frame suggested that the token could break out soon. Between December 6th and February 14th, XRP formed a descending parallel channel. During this period, the support line connected consecutive lower lows, while the resistance linked consecutive lower highs. However, the price had since bounced off the support trend line at 50 cents. Despite the upswing, XRP faced another hurdle at 55 cents. Previous attempts to flip the zone had been met with rejection. So XRP USD, so US dollar daily analysis. If bulls successfully breach the resistance, XRP triggers a 22.85% rally, which could help the price retest 70 cents. Conversely, another failed attempt at flipping 55 cents could lead the price downward. Should this be the case, XRP's value might shrink by 7.4%, bringing the price back to 50 cents. At press time, the relative strength index RSI reading was 52.4, which means the bulls still have the upper hand because we haven't lost the 50 threshold. As long as you stay over 50 on the RSI, that means the bulls are still in position on the current rally because we're on a move up. If it comes below 50, that means the bearish could start be taking control. So 52.40 indicating that the bulls had the upper hand. If bulls maintain this position or the RSI trends higher, then XRP could break out and hit 59 cents for a start. While the RSI climbed, the awesome oscillator had yet to exit the red histogram bar. A situation like this suggests that buyers had not completely neutralized sellers. As you can see here, if the AO reading plunges into the negative region, it would indicate increasing downward momentum, and this could stop XRP's potential upswing. On the other hand, if the histogram bars change to green, XRP's bullish prediction could be validated. We look at the XRP 4-hour analysis. Meanwhile, the 4-hour XRP chart aligned with the optimistic forecast. For instance, the 2.36 auto Fibonacci retracement indicator was positioned at 54 cents. This suggested that XRP might have reached its short-term pullback point. On the upside, CoinEdition noticed that the 4.236 fib level was at 74 cents. The possible inference implied that the price could extend toward 74 cents in a highly bullish condition. And that obviously, or not obviously, but that is ironic because that would retest that downtrending resistance I continuously have been talking about from a pattern formation that started in January of 2018 when we had all-time highs between 330 and 350 depending on exchanges. We had a 27-month consolidation down to about 10.1 in March of 2020, consolidated to all-time high, to the bear market rally of the high of $1.98 in 21, back down to uptrending support at 286 in 22, uptrending support in 23 at about 346 area, 34 cents. And now we're trying to hit that downtrending resistance for a third time, even if bearish, and that would bring you around 75 cents. This pattern converges and it ends in December of 2024. So it's been a 6-year consolidation that has an ending point here. So one way or the other, we're going to have to do something here in the next 10 months. However, if broader market sentiment becomes bearish, XRP might not slide as low as 50 cents. In addition, the Chaikin money flow CMF was a lot 0.11. The CMF measures buying and selling pressure, therefore being in the positive territory indicates buying pressure for the token. For the underlying price, this reading could foreshadow a higher price. Going forward, technical indicators might not be the sole determinant of XRP's price. Another factor that could influence its value is the ongoing lawsuit Ripple has with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. If Ripple edges over the regulator, then XRP might rally. But if it is the other way around, the price could stall or plummet. So that's some of the information I wanted to put against my own technical analysis to try to put it into words. So thank you all so much for watching this morning update. It was nearly 26 minutes. Make sure you hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video and allow more viewers and old and new viewers to reach this community. And if you did watch until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments, as it was a very lengthy update this morning of 26 minutes. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Sunday morning. Amen to all.